To buy her husband more time to repay the debt, she was even willing to sell her body. But the collector wasn't moved at all. Instead, he yanked her hair tie and whipped her with it. Even after her dignity was crushed, she still couldn't change her husband's fate. If they couldn't pay back the money, he'd be crippled. As the machine spun, his arm was twisted off alive. The woman collapsed helplessly in tears. It wasn't that they didn't want to repay the debt, they simply couldn't afford it. The interest was 10 times the principal. Every borrower was forced to sign an insurance policy. If they couldn't pay it back, they'd be intentionally maimed by the collectors, so they could claim a bigger insurance payout. His name is Mark, an orphan since birth. Cold and ruthless, he never showed mercy to anyone who owed money. Even if their family was watching, he'd still do what needed to be done. This man borrowed money to treat his sick mother. When it was time to repay, he couldn't afford the outrageous interest.
그거 이상 더 못 줘. 이자가 원금보다 10배나 많은 게 어딨어?
Mark said nothing. He just stared him down with cold dead eyes, then slapped him without warning. Hearing the noise, his mother panicked. The man shouted toward the house, "Mom, don't look, go back inside." But Mark didn't care. His slaps landed again and again. The mother covered her face and sobbed. She knew, even if her son came back alive, he'd be broken. Sure enough, Mark dragged the man to an abandoned building, told him to hug a rock and jump. That way he'd be crippled. But the man didn't want to be a burden on his mother. He tried to jump from higher up to end it all. Mark yanked him back.
죽으면 보험금이 복잡해져. 여기서 나라.
Even death was a luxury he couldn't afford. Only becoming crippled would pay off the debt. The man was in agony, wishing he were dead. Mark checked his injuries. Seeing the leg wasn't fully broken, he shoved a rock under it and stomped hard. As Mark walked away, the man cursed him with every breath. Because of Mark's ruthless collections, some became crippled, some ended their own lives. Countless families were torn apart by his brutality, and every victim prayed for the day he got what he deserved.